The story begins in the 19th century. Eva is a young widow who runs a remote winter fishing outpost after her husband, Magnus, dies in a shipwreck near a dangerous group of sharp rocks called the Teeth. After his death, the whole settlement becomes her responsibility. In the middle of the cruel winter, Eva depends on a small crew made up of helmsman Ragnar, Danielle, Håkon, Jonas, Skulli, and Aaron. One night, while the crew is sitting together, their cook, Helga, decides to tell them an old local story about two fisherman brothers. In the story, one brother was handsome, while the other was ordinary looking. Every winter, both brothers worked very hard and became rich. But the ordinary brother used his money wisely, while the handsome brother wasted all of his. Over time, the handsome brother became jealous, especially after his brother got a beautiful wife and a comfortable home. The handsome brother could not accept his brother's happiness. So one day, he tricked him into going out to sea and murdered him. He stabbed him 3 times in the head, then threw his body into the ocean. When he returned to shore, he lied to everyone and said his brother had died in an accident. 1 year later, the handsome brother married his brother's widow and moved into the same house he had always wanted. But one night, everything changed when someone knocked on the door. He sent a servant to see who was outside, but the servant never came back. Then he sent his wife, but she disappeared too. Finally, he went outside himself, but found no one there. Instead, a terrible smell filled the air. Then he suddenly felt something touch the back of his head. Before the story becomes too scary, one of the crew members suddenly frightens another person, making everyone laugh and breaking the tension. The next day, their food supplies are running low, so Eva tells the crew they need to go fishing. As they get the boat ready, Eva is shocked to see a shipwreck in the distance slowly sinking into the freezing water. The sailors on the ship scream for help, while the crew watches silently as the tragedy happens. Danielle wants to sail out and rescue them, but Ragnar stops him. He reminds everyone that Magnus died in those same waters near the sharp rocks called the Teeth. He says their small boat cannot save everyone and insists that, as helmsman, the decision is his. Ragnar says he has the final say, but Danielle disagrees and says the choice belongs to Eva. After thinking for a long time, Eva unwillingly agrees with Ragnar. She knows the rescue would be too dangerous and does not want to risk more lives. Instead, she tells the crew they will not fish that day. Out of respect, they stay on shore and silently watch the doomed ship disappear into the freezing sea. That night, Eva cannot sleep because she keeps thinking about what she saw. The next morning, while walking along the shore, Eva notices a rope half buried in the sand. She pulls it until a barrel from the shipwreck comes out of the water. She takes it to Ragnar, who opens it and finds salted pork inside. After tasting it, he says the meat is still good. Eva realizes the wreck may have useful supplies and suggests searching the beach for more barrels. Ragnar agrees. That night, Eva and the crew go back to the wreck to look for supplies. They see a wooden crate floating in the water and pull it onto the boat. As Eva looks around, she is horrified to see several survivors holding onto the sharp rocks and begging for help. But Ragnar orders the crew to row back to shore. He says they cannot save everyone with such a small boat. The desperate men jump into the freezing water and swim toward them. The crew fights them off, hitting them with oars to stop them from climbing into the boat. During the struggle, Ragnar loses his balance and falls into the sea, disappearing under the icy water. Eva raises her lantern and searches for Ragnar. Suddenly, one of the survivors reaches the boat and grabs her hand. Terrified, Eva screams for help. Danielle runs over and hits the man in the face with an axe, killing him immediately. The next morning, the crew opens the crate they took from the wreck. Inside, they find 5 jars of lamp oil and 6 bottles of brandy. But no one celebrates. Instead, they mourn the loss of their helmsman. One of the men angrily says they lost Ragnar just to collect supplies. Danielle raises his voice and tells them to stop. Eva then makes Danielle the new helmsman. No one objects, and she walks away. Soon after, while walking along the shore, the crew sees the bodies of the shipwrecked sailors washed up on the beach. Eva notices Aaron taking something from one of the bodies and asks what he is doing. Aaron shows her a pocket watch, but Eva tells him to put it back. As Aaron returns the watch, the dead man's stomach suddenly starts moving, making Aaron scream. Danielle comes closer to check. He cuts open the body's stomach. To everyone's horror, several living eels slide out of the corpse. Later, after all the bodies are placed in coffins, Helga arrives and quietly talks to Jonas before leaving. Eva becomes curious and asks what they were talking about. Jonas says it is only an old superstition. Skulli explains that Helga is afraid the dead bodies may return as jogger, restless spirits from old folklore. Eva notices a rope and asks what it is for. Danielle explains that, according to the legend, tying the dead with a knotted rope, turning the coffin 3 times, and driving nails through their feet will stop them from coming back. After telling Eva about the legend, the crew laughs it off and says it is only an old tale. Then they walk away. As Eva walks back to her house, she hears a noise coming from one of the coffins. She stops in fear and stares at it for a moment before quickly leaving. That night, while walking in the dark, Eva hears footsteps behind her. She turns around and sees a shadowy figure slowly rising in the distance. Terrified, she runs away but trips and falls. When she looks back, the figure is gone. Suddenly, Danielle appears behind her and scares her. Inside the house, Eva tells Danielle about the figure and says it felt real. Danielle says her mind is only playing tricks on her. Eva slowly agrees. To help her feel safer, Danielle takes one of Magnus' rifles and teaches her how to use it. Later that night, Eva has a nightmare about the desperate survivors trying to climb onto their boat. She wakes up suddenly when she hears someone mumbling. She follows the sound and finds Aaron asleep, talking like he is trapped in a nightmare. The next morning, Eva notices a strange object hidden above her door. After looking at it, she realizes it is some kind of protection charm and takes it to Helga. Helga explains that the charm should not have been hidden because the jogger needs to see it. Eva is confused and asks what it is. Helga says it is a stave used to protect the house from evil. Eva says the crew does not need constant reminders of the tragedy because it will only make them think about ghosts and spirits. But Helga shakes her head. It is not a spirit, Helga says. It has skin, bone, and blood, just like people. The only thing missing is life. All that remains is hate. She says she has seen it in her dreams. It hides during the day, but comes out at night, looking for a way into people's minds. Helga believes Eva has felt it too. Later, the crew returns from fishing with a huge catch. Eva suggests they celebrate, and everyone happily agrees. That night, they eat, drink, dance, and enjoy their successful day. But during the celebration, Eva hears a creaking sound. She looks toward a dark corner and sees the same strange figure standing still. Afraid, she slowly steps back, unable to look away. Suddenly, Han asks if she is okay. Eva looks at him for just a second, and when she looks back, the figure is gone. Still scared, Eva quietly leaves the celebration. Inside her room, Helga comes to her and asks if she saw it. Helga warns that the protection charms are no longer working. She says the creature will soon enter everyone's minds and turn them against each other until they are all destroyed. Eva says she has only had too much to drink. She says the shipwreck was a terrible tragedy and she had no choice, but Helga does not believe her. Helga says the creature does not care and will not stop until it has taken them all. Then she says the only way to stop it is to burn it with fire. The next morning, Helga finds the crew standing outside the storage room, looking worried. When she goes inside, she is shocked to see that all the fish they caught the day before have disappeared. She asks Danielle what happened, but he does not know. Eva then asks if anyone has seen Helga, but no one knows where she is. Eva and the crew start searching for her. During the search, they find the fish from the day before reduced to only bones scattered on the ground. They follow the trail of bones to the shoreline, where they find Helga's protection charm lying in the sand. Afraid of what this means, Eva goes to the coffins and asks Scully for a knife. She opens the first coffin and sees the body still inside. She checks the second coffin, and that body is still there too. But when she reaches for the third coffin, she notices that the sixth coffin is partly open. They quickly open it and are horrified to see that the body is gone. Remembering Helga's warning, Eva orders Han to drive nails through the corpse's feet while Scully ties their feet with knotted ropes. Then they turn each coffin 3 times, following Helga's instructions. Back at the house, Eva tells Aaron that he was mumbling in his sleep the night before and repeating an old rhyme about the jogger. Aaron slowly remembers the words. The rhyme says that when the sea returns its dead, no one is safe. The jogger is said to walk at night, spreading fear, madness, and death wherever it goes. According to the legend, once it chooses its victims, it will not stop until everyone is dead. That night, Eva cannot sleep. She hears a creaking sound and notices water dripping onto the floor. When she looks into the corner, she sees the same shadowy figure slowly turning toward her. Suddenly, Aaron runs in and tells her that Håkon is very sick. Eva looks back, but the figure has disappeared. She leaves her room to check on Juan. Suddenly, Håkon sits up, screaming for someone to keep it away. He is terrified and stares at something no one else can see. Danielle says he is only sick and hallucinating, but Juan warns that they are all going to die. Then he suddenly attacks Danielle. As the others try to pull him away, Aaron grabs a hammer and hits Hawan in the head, killing him at once. Later, Danielle tells Ava that he has known Hawakan for 10 years and has never seen him act like that. Ava says the jogger is real and must be destroyed. Danielle finally admits that he has seen the creature too. He also says he has been hearing voices and having nightmares about killing the survivor with an axe. The next morning, Jonas refuses to go fishing and blames Ava for the curse. Since there is no food left, the others go out anyway, while Jonas stays behind to build a large cross for protection. Back inside her house, Eva notices wet footprints on the floor. She follows them and once again sees the shadowy figures sitting in the dark. Suddenly, Scully and Aaron bring an injured Danielle inside. They explain that he slipped into the freezing water, hit his head on the ice, and now has a burning fever, just like Hawan. Later, Eva asks Scully what happened to Danielle. Scully explains that they were checking their fishing lines near the pack ice when a thick fog suddenly appeared. Danielle climbed onto the ice after hearing seals nearby, but then he disappeared into the fog. A few minutes later, he ran back in terror like something was chasing him. He slipped on the ice, fell into the freezing water, and barely made it back to the boat alive. When Eva asks what he saw, Scully quietly says he saw a tall, shadowy figure standing in the fog. That night, while Eva is praying, the others put out the lamp and go to sleep. Without anyone seeing it, the jogger appears silently behind her. Suddenly, Eva wakes up. Outside, Jonas apologizes to Eva for blaming her, then goes inside to check on Danielle. A few moments later, Eva hears a loud crash. She runs inside and finds Jonas injured while Danielle locks the door and walks toward her with a knife. Eva begs him to stop. Danielle suddenly cuts his own throat. He dies in her arms, and Eva screams for help. That night, Aaron almost stabs himself, saying the creature is trying to enter his mind. Scully tells everyone they should leave, but Eva refuses. She believes the jogger will follow them wherever they go. Remembering Helga's warning, she decides to find it and burn it. The next day, the group climbs the mountain, but a thick fog quickly separates them. Ava soon realizes she is alone. She calls out for the others and sees someone she thinks is Scully, but then watches him fall from a cliff. Ava runs to him and finds Scully dead. Then she notices another figure nearby and raises her rifle, thinking it is the jogger. But when a crow flies away, she moves closer and realizes it is actually Helga, frozen to death. Eva returns to the outpost and tells Jonas and Aaron to get the boat ready. They are leaving immediately. Back inside her cabin, Ava sees fresh, wet footprints on the floor. Then she hears creaking above her, followed by slow footsteps. Realizing something is inside, she hides under a table. A piece of broken glass cuts her hand, but she quietly pulls it out as the jogger enters the cabin. Her rifle is too far away, so she grabs a knife instead. The creature slowly comes toward the table. Before it can attack, Eva reaches for her rifle but trips and drops the knife. The creature growls like it is trying to get into her mind, but Ava refuses to give in. She shoots it, then pours lamp oil across the floor and sets the cabin on fire. Flames fill the cabin as the jogger screams horribly. Eva runs outside and tells the others that she has finally killed it. But as she watches the cabin burn, the truth suddenly comes back to her. Instead of the jogger, she remembers seeing a desperate survivor from the shipwreck standing in front of her. Because she could not understand his language, Eva thought he was a threat. The man tried to explain that he had lost everything in the shipwreck. He said he was angry because he lost his crew and his brother, and he apologized for taking their food. Then he offered Eva a gold pocket watch in exchange for her boat so he could escape. When he moved closer, Eva panicked and shot him. Then she poured lamp oil over his body, set him on fire, and ran outside, telling the others it was over. The terrible truth finally becomes clear. The jogger was never real. It was only a myth. The missing corpse is also explained. It was the survivor's brother, and the survivor had secretly taken his body from the coffin so he could bury him properly. He kept his brother's gold pocket watch as a memory of him. As for Eva's crew members who died, the terrifying things they saw were only hallucinations caused by guilt. They were haunted by their choice to leave the shipwrecked sailors to die and by the killing of an innocent man. Slowly, their minds broke down. Because of fear, guilt, and mass panic, Eva could no longer tell what was real and what was not. She saw a monster where there was only a desperate suffering man, and this led her to burn him alive. And with that, the film comes to an end. Hope you enjoy the recap. You can watch the next video for another great story. Thank you for watching.